I noticed there was a lot of positive feedback on my AL75 video. This keyboard has really held up well, and I still use it every day for work. Yunzii sent over a 65% keyboard, and I was curious if it performs just as well as the AL75. I still remember my first ever keyboard, which was the Corsair K70, and when I discovered the custom keyboard scene, I replaced it with the Drop Alt keyboard, which is my first ever 65%. Now, with how far the keyboard scene has come, it's crazy to see the leap budget keyboards have made in terms of quality and features. So let's check out what the AL66 offers to the table. The AL66 is a 65% keyboard with an aluminum CNC casing with a gasket structure. It has 66 keys with a knob that can adjust the volume, brightness, and RGB modes. The AL66 does have south-facing LEDs and is fully hot swappable. The board is Bluetooth and wireless compatible and can connect up to 4 devices at the same time. It has a 4600 mAh battery life and can last up to 90 hours of typing. This board is fully assembled and comes with Doubleshot PBT keycaps and milk switches. The board comes in 4 different colors, which are silver, black, pink, and blue. The board costs $101 but since Black Friday is just around the corner, the board will be 28% off. I'll provide both links to the Yunzii website as well as some Amazon links in the description below. The box is similar to the AL75 and the only difference is the size. Inside of the box, you are greeted with some introduction pamphlets to help you get started with the keyboard. As for accessories, you get some extra keycaps, USB cable and extra switches, and a keycap and switch puller. The AL66 is packaged really nicely and comes with a plastic cover. The design of the board is nothing too crazy, and I like the simple design that Yunzii is going with. The side is a simple wedge design with some side diffusers, and this might not be everybody's preference, but I think it was done properly. The back is very plain, and I wish they would have added some sort of weight, but for this price, I can't complain. I don't really like this QC sticker on the bottom. It makes the board look extremely tacky and cheap, but overall, I think the design is pretty good, and as always, our first sound test will be in stock configuration. Then I will also do another without any foams. Our first step for disassembling this keyboard is to take off the keycaps. You can use the provided keycap and switch puller if you don't already have one. Then we can continue by taking off the switches as well. Next, we can take off the knob, then we can flip the board over so we can take off the screws. There will be 8 screws in total that we will need to unscrew, and one of them is hiding underneath the QC sticker. So once we have all 8 screws removed, we can lift the top plate. There will be some cables that we will need to remove at the bottom, so be careful not to pull on the PCB right away. We will set the PCB to the side for now and remove the 2 foams on the bottom. Now we can remove the plate mounted stabilizers, which is pretty easy. Just get a tweezer and lift them up. Underneath the PCB, there are a few screws that lock the plate, so we will have to remove those as well. Once that is finished, we can remove the plate from the PCB. We can also remove the plate foam, PE foam, and the PET sheet. Then after, we can screw the plate back onto the PCB. I will be mounting on my favorite HMX switch, which are the HMX Clouds. I got these on Unikeys and they are honestly amazing. I would highly recommend this to someone. I will also remove the gaskets underneath the spacebar to hopefully improve the sound. We can connect our cables next, and then we can put the top case back on. Once that's finished, we can mount our keycaps and screw everything back together. I like to test keyboards with no foam because we can hear how the board and switches perform. And to finish off the build, we can put the knob back on. So the stock configuration sounds really foamy, but I'm not surprised since it's already packed with foam. Once I did the test with no foams, it gave the board a bit more presence, especially when I put on a switch that performs better like the HMX Clouds. It actually sounds pretty good with no foam. There is a bit of hollowness with the no foam configuration, so throwing in a case foam really improves the sound. I'm actually really impressed with how it performs with no foam. I really like the overall design of the keyboard. This is perfect for gaming since it's compact. I think 65% is the best layout for gaming since you still have your arrow keys and you still have just as much space as a 60% keyboard. Also, if you're a fan of RGB, the LEDs on this keyboard are very bright. Something I don't like about this keyboard is that it is not compatible with screw and stabs. Don't get me wrong, the stabilizers aren't bad, but I like having that reassurance that my stabilizers will sound good when I'm using screw and stabs. There are also some inconsistencies with the legends on the keycaps. Sometimes the letters aren't filled properly or they might have different ranges of thickness. It's something minor, but if you have OCD or something, this might bother you. So, should you buy this keyboard? Honestly, if you're wanting to get a 65% keyboard, you can probably go for this one, especially since Yunzii is having a Black Friday sale. Now would be a great time to grab this keyboard. I do recommend you buying better switches since the milk switches aren't that great in my opinion. That's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this keyboard. I know there are a lot of 75% keyboards this year, so I wonder if you guys would like to see more 65% in the coming year. Let me know in the comments and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.